asking them if I should just confirm with the other team that they're all right with me being in spec, just so that they don't complain or anything. I just know one team brought it up as an issue at one point, so yeah. There was one with Overwatch. I remember it being they had to spec lock. Yeah, that was one team, but these guys seem chill with it, so sweet. So grand finals. Dang. I was gonna ask what fully is like at stake for y'all. Nationals, got it. Mm-hmm. Nice. And obviously bragging rights, that comes with it. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Nice. Yeah, I had a feeling they would ask about all spec. Yeah. There's with Rain.
I'm present, sorry. I was
No worries.
not playing assuming. Anyways.
Don't worry, DW. Alright. Just let me know when we're live.
You got time to grab a drink. Oh, I have water. Never mind, I have water
Yeah.
next to me. I didn't notice that. Like, I just, like, preemptively summoned the water bottle right next to me by accident.
Poof.
Yeah.
So first map's Ilios with the Diva ban.
Eva Van Elias?
Well, I mean,
I guess no,
Diva
that makes
sees a fair
sense. It's
amount of
just...
play.
Yeah, I know, it makes sense. It's just, like... I don't know.
Plus, this is running on the newest patch. Really? It was showing the thing was canceled for me earlier, but are we live? I mean, from my side, I'm ready.
We banned Ven. Which one? Yes, thank you. Which one are they banning? Probably Vendetta.
I would guess Detta, but Vendetta did just get a little bit of nerfs. Shut. What flipping team captain?
Detta Diva bans. I guess that's understandable. I don't know.
I feel like it's early to use the Detta ban.
It also just got like kind of hard nerfed. I won't lie.
It did get pretty nerfed.
I mean, you build perk faster, I guess. Yay.
Yeah, but your overhead swing is reduced.
You have less armor.
With the new patch, honestly, what are you expecting to see from these teams in terms of like heroes?
Probably the same shit we've been seeing the whole time.
Same stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing much changed. I mean, maybe probably more ROM actually.
Okay.
ROM got a pretty.
I can see the ROM
buff. Echo got a really good buff as well. We'll probably see more Echo.
All right, I'm ready. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your Aubrey Chaps matchup. Tonight, Grand Finals versus the Klein Panthers. I'm going to be your caster tonight, Caustic. Joining me, I have Withering. Going a little fast as they're already in the game, but going over the lineup for the Chaps. Tank, you've got Raptor, your hit scan, Mint, and Solar as your flex. Main support, Dorcas. Flex support, Tex. First map's going to be Ilios. Chaps have banned Diva, the Panthers have banned Detta, and we're getting into game relatively soon.
You know, I did want to actually touch on something we were talking about before the start of live.
Sure.
The patch notes, and I feel like, you know, this is kind of what I was expecting to see, at least on the side of Aubrey, which Onron did receive some pretty sizable changes that have made her a lot more viable. Maga has been getting played a lot more in the pro scene recently, and Maga and Onron are a very good combination. Mint on the Emre, which is always a good pick, but we do see a bit more of a unique, maybe a couple patches ago style comp from the side of Klein, being a ball comp. On Ilios, though, I will say this is probably the more optimal place to play it, but into this Maga comp might see a bit of struggle.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, did you want to showcase for this, or do you want me to tonight?
Absolutely not.
Alright, I'll showcase for it. So, early on you got the Wrecking Ball trying to make some stuff work. Is going to get a lot of damage done. Frost Knight's going to be taken out by Solar in this backline. As Solar's aggressing into the backline, he's going to grab one of the health packs and looking to aggress a little bit more. Raptor will find a pick onto the Lucio. Dorcas finds a pick onto the Emery. Wrecking Ball now back into the fight, tries to help out a little bit, but is just going to be forced to roll out. Solar aggressing a little bit more, is going to try their best to escape, but the Wrecking Ball is looking at them. The Wrecking Ball is going to charge in, but Solar is going to be able to live. That's going to be first fight relatively finished here, as now they're going to be looking to get into preparation for the second dry fight that we'll have of the map, as no players have yet got their ults. Emery on Emery will be an interesting combo, as Raptors trying their best to chase after the Wrecking Ball. Solar is trying to help out with that as well, playing very close to this mega health pack, kind of, you know, positioning themselves kind of like what you could see from a Tracer in some aspects, I guess. At least for the current time, as you get a Wrecking Ball slam. Battle on the point, Mint will win with the Emery versus the Genji. Wrecking Ball's going to try and touch. Mint has that pistol in hand, ready to fire. Is going to get picked off early, however, so Solar and Mint out of this fight. The mines are going to get popped from the Wrecking Ball. Raptor on the point as the primary contest for the side of the Aubrey Chaps, but they're going to have to just reset as best as they can. Dorcas is kind of in this 1v1 versus this Lucio, but will be able to live.
One of the more interesting things to note about these changes is how much more aggressive Lucio and Kiri can now be. Despite the fact that they were already a pretty aggressive backline core, you now have higher attack speed from Kiri, which means more damage. Same with Lucio getting an increased damage or attack speed with stacking with amping on speed song. And now we see the Emerald popping with the Cage.
Cage and Emery ult for the beat, and Pain's gonna get a lot of the kills.
If he deserved that, maybe. You know? Maybe they deserve to get caged. but
Well, it's 2 ults for 1, and when you think about it, the Wrecking Ball ult is not really going to be an ult that you're going to combo with, so you're at least comboing the two uses.
Clearly you weren't watching me playing a Nebula when we were looking for all lines plays.
Well, with the Lucio, you can, yes, but I don't know if it's something that a team wants to rely on for a combo. You're going to see the Honoron ult get popped. It will find the Emery. Beat gets popped from Dorcas as well, finds another. So 2 ults for the Kitsune Rush, but the end kind of point of this fight, so that part is good. Lucio is going to get taken down. The Wrecking Ball will last to be able to touch. They're going to get taken down as well. The Emery is not going to be able to touch. And that's the first point of Ilios over to the side of the Chaps.
One of the struggles that we're gonna see Klein have with playing this ball comp and this Maga comp is the time to stay in versus the time it takes to actually secure their picks on target. You're not allowed to just like face tank a Maga as any tank really. You will get burned really fast, and on top of that, there is an Honoron who is stacking burns and getting increased damage from him and critical hits from burn. Obviously, playing against Emery is also a struggle because he just has insane damage output. He's really hard to track down. He has good mobility. His ult's insane. So obviously, you're gonna have to look to switch it up here. And they are gonna go to this Orisa, which, you know, she has lost her critical hit and vulnerability from Maga more recently, and actually did go back to the bottom line. I'm getting faded. Clearly, they must have remembered that factoid.
Yeah, but I mean, they are playing the Mei, so the Mei Soge, so 2 switches, and going for the Ana backline.
Verdana is going to put a hard stop onto Honoron's capabilities here, and it will provide a bit more care for the Maga engages, as Maga will obviously negate his output severely, that being his damage and his heal and his damage reduction. So, you know, these are good changes here, but it's all about how they're going to play it and which moves to take. Raptor needs to run it down into the Ana and find one.
Yeah, Raptor finds 2. In the end, Solar's going to find a pick as well. The Wrecking Ball trying their best to kind of stall on this objective to help out their team, but so far not any luck. Very low and will fall, as the point is now going to cap over to the side of the Chaps. Dorcas died first in that fight, is back alive. Do you think Dorcas is going to be someone that's going to try let the Klein Oak team is going to focus out when they can, or do you think they're going to focus a little bit more on Tex?
I actually think their primary target should just be not necessarily going after anyone in particular, but more so just avoiding Raptor, trying their best to isolate people. Dorcas gets moved off the map here with their wall through. Not really expecting anything, but he does find a good pick there as Mint does get found. Your main goal is to just isolate and kill the targets who aren't like the main target. You don't want to be focusing on Raptor, you don't want to put pressure on him because go to fight into the Maga, you're just going to be taking damage, and then you're going to be forced their way through so carrying it. They just want to look to isolate people and fight fixating on like Mint and maybe Dorcas as they were trying to do. Although I think Dorcas might have been playing more.
Solar pops the ult on the Ana and the Brig. Oh.
I mean, you know, it's Honoron ult. You just gotta.
It's Honoron ult, then. Yeah, that's true.
You solo ult somebody. I will say I do question the her choice here on the Inferno Rush. I'm not a big fan of it personally, but you know what? Teach their own.
Fair enough.
See a pretty heavy
Cage on the Wrecking Ball.
This is another struggle of playing ball into Maga.
Ooh, Solar gets taken out early. The Emery ult from Mint, looking for their potential target, is trying to focus on the Wrecking Ball. It's now going to switch over to focus on the Soge, and will take down the Soge. Mint now with the pistol for him, looking for the Brig. Is going to shoot a lot of pistol shots to the Brig. Will find the Elim, forced to go back and grab the health pack. And now on the point, Raptor here fighting both this Mei and the Wrecking Ball. There's going to be a nano onto the Mei. Raptor's going to break a couple proximity mines, trying their best to focus out the Mei, who was nanoed, is going to get pushed off the map by the Wrecking Ball.
Hello? Can we get a check on Dorcas there, bro? I just saw him walk into the minefield.
Oh no, Dorcas.
I mean, you know what? I get it. Sometimes
a
they
backline
like
switch.
To a flame.
Yeah, a backline switch now, switching off of the Ana Brig, now going to the Lucio Kiri again for the side Klein Oak.
And they're just will need to get back faster. They are in one fight territory. If you lose this point at all, it is map, map over, as we are looking at a one fight rush pop on the side of Aubrey, but is it going to matter as Raptor gets pushed off the map, Tex gets found by the May. Looking like cleanup here, although they are pretty low.
Solar and Dorcas left, and they have got in two. Only Dorcas, who pops the beat, I think tried to use it to keep Solar alive, but now that it's been used,
just it was a little late.
Now even though it's been used late, you kind of just have to commit a little bit here. Looking to duel and kind of contest and be a little bit of a menace as the mines are going to be popped by the Wrecking Ball once more. Raptor goes in, Mint finds an elim. Mint trying their best to clear out the mines, focusing on the Mei for a second. Now trying to focus on the Kiriko, will be able to get some shots on the Kiri. Mei freeze gets popped, it is going to freeze at least one. The Wrecking Ball slam, Raptor finds two, including, if I'm not mistaken, one off the map. Raptor has the cage, is going to get the cage in time. The on-run ult gets popped late and is just going to wait as long as they can, and the first map is going to go over to the side of the chaps.
I mean, just textbook Maga gameplay from Aubrey, very simple. Run it down main, find picks on people who are struggling to get away from the Maga. Your on-run will follow up on the Maga slams, obviously, and because of Firewalker and the extra HP that you're getting, there's always somebody taking crit damage from the on-run and the Maga. It's just hard to play into this with this ball comp, especially because your cages are always going to be saved for Ryan Cart, and you can't do much. Actually, insane shoulder exercise right there.
I'm waiting for someone to make an exercise routine that implements 6-7 as a...
I'll get one of my brain rotted friends on that.
Yeah, just like weighted 6-7.
That's, yeah, alright. We might be pushing it too far.
Get weights or something. Dumbbells.
Dumbbells while you're doing it? That's evil work. I mean, you're already doing that when you do like bicep curls now.
You kind of are.
You do see Ball here now with Deeper on a backline once again. We see Emre for Mean King now without the Sojourn in the back pocket and Frostnite back on this bait. And I was right, we are going to probably be seeing Ramatra here. Maybe even a Diva switch if they figure out their own Ball. It's an interesting starting position for Ball, I will say.
I'm intrigued on the Ball on defense.
Well, as you know, Cossack, I am in fact Jonathan Ball. So
John Ball player.
John Ball player. But defense Ball isn't terrible. I actually prefer it more than attacking on Ball, just because you're able to have these positions you can set up in easier, and you could start from them, and you could pretty much play wherever you feel like it. Like this is just like a standard scouting position, I'd say. Or he's just gonna go in early for slam. I mean, you do you, Reinhardt.
Chained early is gonna get focused out. The Mei wall will cause a little bit of a separation, but I don't think that position was scouted at first, as they will be able to take down Tex early on. But they do have the Bastion, which is going to help a fair bit. Bastion at 41 HP, however. Needs to get some healing from Dorcas, who have a Raptor on the point. Looking to focus out there at the Klein Oak Mei instead, or this Emery. He's going to be trying to focus out the Emery. I believe the E ability has been given the perk that you could previously choose that would let it detonate, that has been given that as a passive now, as a baseline ability. So we'll see how Raptor uses that in the future.
Probably the same way you use it when you pick it. That's the perk.
Well, yeah, but we'll see. Yeah, how aggressive. Will it make a difference early on before they get another ult? Or a perk is kind of what I mean by that. But already 1 out of 3 ticks for the side of the chaps.
He's got 2 ticks there. Very close.
Close to 2 ticks, very close.
You know, when I imagine this Ball defense, the one thing I'm mainly looking for is these nade slam angles. As Reinhardt does on 2 in the backline. That's like your primary option for damage and finding kills. Nade slams, probably off of walls as well. I think the Emerald will get popped. Very unhealthy.
Minf takes down the Emery. This will likely guarantee another tick. However, the Mei does use the ult on their death. Mint's gonna pop their ult now.
Interestingly enough, we see the Ball come back, and instead of focusing the frozen Mii, I slam the Mei in Ice Block and then shoot the ramp. Whether or not this was a very late brain decision or by accident, we may never know.
Ooh, the Raptor's gonna pop the Ramatra ult, the suffrage. Focusing the Mei, will be able to take down the Mei. The suffrage, yeah. Suffer as I have.
Ah, lovely.
It works.
Yeah, actually we did see one of the most interesting plays I think I've seen in a while. Instead of Klein's Brig opting to touch and help the Mei, he did what I like to call the skedaddle maneuver, where he just left everyone to die and KD saved. Truly remarkable.
Skedaddle maneuver.
Actually, rather impressive seeing that happen in a grand finals match on the left.
True. The skedaddle skadoodle. As the
Yeah.
Ball is now trying their best to aggress. Will be forced to back for a little bit. Will be able to slam back in afterwards. Dorcas with this Juno is trying to heal their team as best as they can. The Wrecking Ball will be taken down early. So now an opportunity maybe to go to this height, as it's walled off by Solar, not letting the opposing team get that height as a beneficial angle. Dorcas has this ult. Tex has the ult as well. Mint's coming up on theirs, but it's not necessarily an ult that you'll use mid-fight. If you're in a really good angle, you kind of have to go behind a wall to use it. You're going to see the orbit get used early on here. Trying to focus down the brig. They will focus down the brig. The brig is first. Now the ball trying their best to touch and stall as long as they can. The rest of the team is going to fall, so the only person left is the ball. And will they touch? Looks like they're going to go for an early-ish touch with 4 meters left, but they will get taken down. And the second point.
That is what we call an unoptimal play right there. And I'd like to actually break it down a little bit more as to why that's unoptimal. Everyone had cooldowns. There's no one who was in range to touch, and you just gave them ult. Really fantastic.
Fair enough.
And he chose mantra. Alright.
Big Mines do not get a pick. You're going to see the Mei ult get popped as well. The ring is used. Doing their best to heal up the tank of Raptor. Raptor falls asleep for a second, does wake back up, and Anti hits 3.
Rather large Anti. Fortunately, 0 follow-up.
Really not a lot of follow-up on that. Yeah, that is true.
I mean,
Solar.
You know, one of the unfortunate parts about this comp that you notice, that you should move early on, is the fact that there is quite literally 0 follow-up with line cards. You have an Emre and a Mei as your DPS. So essentially, what your game plan is to force them in a position where your DPS and supports can see them, look for wall slams. But Aubrey are just kind of avoiding that, and they're saying,
Tex throws out the Sanctuary. Solar is going to wait by the other Mei, is going to have a little bit of damage getting focused on them, probably the brig while they're in that personal icicle form. Dorcas has been taken out, so it's just Tex left. Raptor is going to pop their ult, and Solar's going to pop their ult as well, just to make sure that they can get this point before anyone else can potentially touch. And with 2 minutes left in OT, if needed, they're going to cap up to the 3rd point of King's Row.
You know, Crosswick, I feel the need to bring this up again. You know, I really feel like this is important for the audience to know. But at this current moment with where we stand, we are looking at possibly a 007 situation. 0 follow-up, 0 slams connected with their DPS hits, 7 unnecessary deaths.
Dang. I mean, to be fair, I do agree with you. Their comp is a little bit difficult to follow up with.
The thing
It
is,
really
I'm
feels
not
like
the greatest fan of what Aubrey have been running either. I mean, Juno and Mizuki backline is kind of iffy, I'd say, on fields. It's very good utility. You have speed ring, you have torpedoes, you have chain. If you take speed aura, you have constant speed boost. If you're taking what I'm assuming what Tex was taking was probably just like DPS Mizuki.
They have this coming, so let's give it to them.
At that. As we see Aubrey looking to play a very heavy like Orisa comp, and the Klein opting into this Ram Rush comp with a Mei Bastion DPS line. This is something that they probably should have been playing instead of whatever the hell they were on the ball.
Yeah, the first time that we actually see the Ramatra being used now instead. But we do have Solar on this Venture as well, which is good. We've seen this Venture a fair bit on King's Row. We know this is something they're comfortable with, so this will work out a little bit better. The only thing I can worry about...
I'm a big fan of Solar playing from the hotel there as a start. I don't really like what we're doing here now, but you know, the hotel's a very powerful position to hold. It denies them very easy access to the left side of point, which is a good position to play from as a rush comp. You know, being able to just take that point away and then play into the on point and get started in progress. But when you give up the hotel position, that's like kind of how Solar is. You force yourself away and into the open where you take more damage, and it leaves that area open for people to flank and take an angle on and get fixed.
I think Solar's goal is just to make them turn around and focus them right now.
That is what you should do as Venture, but you kind of do that later once they push past themselves.
Yeah. Early on, we are going to see an Orisa ult. We see a Zarya swap as well from Reinhardt, the tank for the side of Klein Oak. And now, point only ticked 1 out of 3 ticks, very close to that second one with 64.5, but not able to get the other one. Solar is going to try and play a little bit more of this hotel excuse me, position more than likely. You're going to see a Kitsune Rush get popped early on. Bastion ult gets popped, it takes down Tex. So the only person left for heals is Dorcas on this Wu Yang, and that's going to be a tough situation to heal out of, as you have basically 3 ults committed there just for this first point. So that's going to probably that's going to be the first point going over to the side of Klein Oak's Panthers.
So I definitely think that, the Zarya now knowing that they're up this Orisa pick is definitely much better. Obviously Zarya being a pretty good check to Orisa, you provide balls for your teammates, you get walked on by the Venture. You just have generally good damage. Oh my god, Solar just got bullied in a corner. And you get to do these plays with like bubbling your Bastion or your May on a walk up with wall and get free damage, or get free charge for Zarya and free value from the DPS, taking no damage because of ult. Right now, at the moment, if you're Aubrey, you definitely need to look into either kiting the Zarya more efficiently or possibly looking to run. Maybe they get Ram Switch, maybe even the Zarya as well, if you feel like it. Out of the choice of Lana here, I think it's impossible for after to maybe try to play the Lana that he's so inclined to play, as like one slam on Zarya doesn't look for any critical damage, where it's kind of like you either flip up on yourself or you die without getting.
Mint with the ult here is able to get one. Dorcas finds one as well. Mint lands on the ground, is going to be able to live, taking some pistol shots into the distance as Raptor tries to aggress, trying their best to take down this Bastion, but realizing, okay, I'm going a little bit far in. I've got to make sure I don't overextend too far, and being able to kite back safely, while picking up another perk for the shield that might help out a fair bit as well. Popping the ult, Solar finds one, Mint finds one. They do use the wall in time to help out, but now that Raptor has this shield perk, it might go a little bit better for the side of the chaps. Just being able to shield off some of that Bastion damage.
Yeah, it's also a pretty good check into the Zarya, so instead of taking damage from Zar Beam, you have block, cover from it. It allows you to fight back against Zarya in a more aggressive, volley manner. Now we have next fight engage here, and I'm just taking insane.
Well, they're going to pop the Kitsune Rush to go in. Raptor looking for a target, trying their best, looking to get this Zarya first. They will be able to get the Zarya first off, not able to get the spear onto the Bastion, so they'll kite a little bit after that, just basically saying, hey, you're down your Zarya, I don't think you're going to aggress. I'm just going to go back to the point and game the space that we're getting, instead of worrying about the opponent right away.
Running into this Orisa shield, Solar who's just been playing kind of in the back and causing problems. I mean, Minecraft going on to the right now.
You're gonna see the May freeze got thrown out as well, so that's both the DPS ults fairly early on. Reinhardt has their ult as well. Raptor is gonna get staggered out here, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, just dies late, unfortunately. That's pay the price for sticking around a little too long, but you'll see a pretty big fight here coming down as we're rounding past pub and entering the end of phase.
Zarya grab gets popped, Solar is in the back line. They take down 3 early on, so it's just Solar and Raptor left, and Raptor's not even able to get back to their team to help stop with the payload before their team has fallen. So now 2 minutes left for the side of the Panthers to cap into this third point now. They've been comboing these ults very effectively.
Yeah, but now you're entering this part of third where you need to. Well, I mean, if you don't get past this corner here, it is going to be rather rough pushing you. So Raptors walking aggressively. Just base made. Two short diffuse. They have potential maybe to kill Klein here.
So with this, Aubrey Chap's likely looking to try and hold this angle, hold the space that they have, setting themselves up a little bit better. Solar has their ult. Mint had used their ult recently, if I'm not mistaken. So only ults really close to being online are Solar's and Tex's versus both support ults from the side of Klein Oak. But the spears have been working out pretty well for Raptor, just haven't been able to get rid of the Bastion in the backline early on enough so far. Bastion's going to pop their ult. It's focused on the Orisa primarily. The Orisa is still low from the side of Raptor. Now it's a 4v2. Solar is set up on this height. Mint is back by the spawn area waiting for their team to come back. Solar is going to be spotted out on this height, is going to take the opportunity to try and get back with their team and regroup. Casino Rush is going to get popped. Solar's ult's going to get popped as well. Solar looking to try and make it work to the best of their ability, focusing on the Zarya first. Mint with the pistol form is going to take down the Mei. The beat is going to get used from Rocket Ninja. The Tidal Blast is going to get thrown onto Raptor. Raptor will be able to find one with the spear, finds another with the bullet shot, and now with 5 seconds left, they're going to force the Mei freeze. Raptors walking in, trying to make sure that nobody else can touch, and they won't be able to, so the Chaps will take the second map 3-2, and they lead with a 2-0 lead.
That's a pretty good map to win as well. You know, King's Row very evidently seemed like Klein Oak were pretty happy with this map. You know, taking it very early on and trying to get past this. They're probably expecting the Maga to come out.
Their internet really must have had a rough day. Sometimes it just holds on long enough so that you're able to stay in lobby, but not do anything.
I know my internet was having a rough day trying to download the update on Steam for Overwatch. Going about as fast as my grandmother has been walking recently. Today, not very fast.
Jeez.
To be fair, it is an accurate assessment. But we will see the Smogger come back, and we will also see. I feel betrayed right now. I'm looking at this lineup, and this is not in order. My eyes hurt.
I know, it's because of the swap.
Okay,
They must have swapped some roles around and didn't want to necessarily.
There is. We're looking at a Zarmir. Yay, Zarmir. Yay, Zarmir.
Well,
Yay.
you say that. They're shooting bubbles off from the height, so I would not be surprised if they swap very fast.
No, I'm very much expecting to see Raptor switch.
Yeah, there it is.
And we will see the return of this Mizuki Judo backline with the Onron and Emre DPS line for Aubrey. And we're back on Brigana again for some reason. I'm not too sure why, but we are.
Well, this does feel like more of a Brigana map than the control map was, in my opinion.
Actually, we'll be seeing Deta played. I didn't really notice that until now, but Deta has been picked by Proxked. Pro X Ked.
I'm not sure, but a stomp early on here takes down the cast. A sleep gets hit onto Raptor. Raptor does get awoken now, focusing on the Zarya of Reinhardt. Is going to slam once more, focusing on the Zarya once again, takes down Reinhardt, takes down Rocket Ninja. And I mean, that Ana's going to get a little bit more value now, because you don't have the Kiri to necessarily Suzu those antis or sleeps, as Kiri has been banned.
Oh yes, but what you simply do is just build a music heal every fight and eat the nades that are coming in on your Naga.
That is a approach to take, as now you're going to see no more casts, now switching over to the Bastion from Meme King. As the point is going to flip over to the side of the Chaps already, so 1-0 early lead. Keep in mind the Panthers have not had an opportunity to attack yet, but 5 minutes on the clock, and Raptors just aggressing even more, going in even more, taking down the Zarya once again. Liana does not hit an anti onto anyone, and the rest of the team gets taken out. The only person left would be the Vendetta, who has just opted to go back with their team and reset. And in the meantime of all of this, Tex has been set on the payload, just having a fine old time.
You know, sometimes that's just where you want to be. I also seriously find myself on the payload.
Greg Rally gets popped, the cage gets popped.
Cage is instantly gone though because of the Bastion switch. Raptor is just in there like swimwear, I guess. That's what
and dead. The Zarya bubble is thrown out maybe twice. Tex is going to cage the Zarya, isn't going to be able to escape, will die. And the team is going to be forced to reset here for the side of the Chaps, with a lot of ults in hand for the side of the Panthers. I just now looked. They have 4 ults.
They do have 4 ults online. No rally there as Raito popped that inside the cage to stun. Tried to stun the Mog out of it. Almost got it, but it was just like a bit off. Here comes the Metal.
And it takes down mid.
We forgot how to look up.
I think they did look up, but just not in time to notice where the Deta was and do the damage that was needed.
I guess it is kind of hard to predict where a Deta could be at any given moment, even though it's almost obvious.
Grab's gonna get popped. Bastion ult's gonna get popped. Orbit is popped from the side of Dorcas. Nano's gonna get popped to save the Zarya, and this is just gonna be a reset scenario. Solar with 23 HP, trying their best to live. Mint gets taken down.
Okay, patched up.
And Solar is just stuck in this This one spot to stay alive.
Unfortunately, they actually did just expend all of their ults in the span of one fight. So now we're looking at Aubrey coming in with an on-run ult and a Mizuki ult that can go completely uncontested. Zarto is only 60% to this next rally. Like, you know, Solar's going to try to look for this, possibly an flank angle with this ult. Or run it down main, actually. You know what? Genius.
I mean, if it works, it works. And Solar's now just going to play hide and go seek with the Zarya for a little bit. As the rest of the team turns back.
Side here. Now, Reinhardt exactly the line on the way to stall a little bit of time off the clock. And, you know, I mean, you look at the way that this economy is shaping out right now for the side of Klein, and it's just very evidently going to be, you know, they build a support ult first, and then the support ult gets used, and they have everything else, and then they use all of it in one fight, and then they're back to their support ult that's used.
Kind of a cycle.
A very vicious cycle at that. Going from one ult, using one ult to using four ults in the very next fight is very, very legal for the problem.
Both bubbles used for the Vendetta there, but the Vendetta will die. Bastion is going to pop his ult to start. Focusing on Tex primarily, Mint will get taken out in the end by the Reinhardt there, but forcing out the Bastion ult's not that bad of a situation, as gonna have Tex picking up their third, or their final perk. Not their third perk, but the perk they get when they get to 3.
Genius. Explanation.
Well, when I mess up, I want to correct myself. But now Mint is going to use the opportunity here to take the boost up, start with the right clicks and the Bastion, focusing on the Bastion primarily. The cage is going to get popped, so now Mint has a little bit more of an enclosed area that they can shoot into. Raptor in the face of this Zarya tries to stomp on the Zarya, but didn't have enough turning on their Maga vehicle to be able to turn wide enough to stomp on them, and the Sanctuary will be the last ult popped, as the Chaps will take a 3-0 side on attack and will now go to defense.
A pretty decent time make as well for attacking Shambali, even if you're like a really good team and you don't really have much complications. You do burn just a lot of time trying to deal with the Shambali push cycle of just going constantly uphill and through possibly the worst choke points in history. Even if you are like the greatest team in the world, I have rarely seen a team finish with like more than 2 minutes time bank, even with like the best push ever on offense. And the only time you ever see anything more than that is when you're playing as a team.
Systems online.
Now the Domina in play.
Good choice? Question mark? I'm not too sure yet. I'd have to watch them play it.
I'm curious to see how well the shield is going to deal with Mint's nades.
I can tell you right now, both nades break open the front part of the shield or whatever part you throw it at. Yeah, but that does cost both nades. It holds up.
Yeah, that... It's a fair bit to contest, like a fair bit just to break the shield. I kind of like the Soj mentality.
I think the overall damage that the defensive comp has, or that the defensive comp that Aubrey is running, is enough to just break their shield, regardless without having to expend too much, because it's just a whole lot of damage up front. As we see, actually, Klein are often pushed through Aubrey, as they have a Widow sat on card, looking for a pop shot angle to the main.
Ooh, Mint takes down the Ana right away, and finds a pick onto the Domina as well.
I mean, I gotta say, points for ingenuity.
Not the worst idea I've seen.
I'm just not sure about that TP placement.
The TP, yeah, once you see the TP, it's kind of a situation of, alright, well, we know where it is. Now they're running the Rhine.
I mean, I guess that's kind of what I was expecting when I see a player named Reinhardt, and now it's like the first time playing Reinhardt in the whole series, but into this Orisa poke feels a little awkward. It's kind of going to be short-botting a lot of the time, otherwise you just get put in a corner and bullied the whole time.
Solar trying to aggress here, focusing on the Sim to start off. Will take down the Sim. Will fly back up to their team. Notices where the Widow is, but not going to aggress just yet, as Dorcas will find a pick onto the Reinhardt. And now they will focus on that Widow.
Yeah, and I feel like this comp is going to be constantly struggling into the poke. Even though they have, now they switched this over to this Hanzo, and they have a Jetta now. There's not enough time to close the gap before your Reinhardt is taking too much damage, or you can set yourself in a position to find the pick that you need to fight, or put your take in a position to actually walk out on the constantly. There's just too much going on as that's not talking about.
Raptor, that's dirty.
Lovely.
I think the back part of the hitbox on the release of the javelin stunned the Reinhardt as they were going for the slam. Oh,
now,
no.
I don't mean to sound like a negative Nelly here. If that happened to me, I'm Alt F4ing so unbelievably fast.
Me too, honestly. I'm just quitting. I'm done after that.
That's a very disparaging moment to have whenever you're playing. Like, you didn't even need to cancel it, and it just happened anyway. It's Proxy just found out once again my min, and Solar is just in there.
Never punished, I guess.
Never
just
punished,
never
punished.
punished.
Never punished ever. It's lovely.
Oh my days.
As the quote, the great legendary Pops, jolly good show. Just, I mean,
Good show.
just fantastic gaming, honestly.
Now there is the dragon arrow nearby in terms of ult placement. You can throw it up here where you've seen them play, and that's what they're gonna do. This is gonna split them a little bit, but not able to do enough just yet. Solar finds two.
Deep in the back line with full. Mine's up there.
Finds three. The time is ticking.
30 seconds left. You haven't even pushed past first corner. Raptor has an ult coming up. He will have dead ult for this fight, guaranteed, surely. But I mean that ult's gonna have to come up big if you want any hope at playing this fight. Raptor just falls pretty low, but not enough, I think, to do anything. Raptor finds the pick, gets straight back, and now it's just a bloodbath.
Yeah, now it's a bloodbath. The only person left is the Juno. Juno trying their best to stay alive, but they're not going to be able to. And that's going to be the Chaps winning the grand finals in a 3-0 fashion versus the Klein Oak Panthers.
Did not really feel like a grand final series.
Well, King's Row felt like it.
King's Row was certainly in that. It was definitely the closest of them. I mean, when you look at just the events that occurred on map 1 and then this map, you just kind of wonder, you know, what is your response to the actions that
Do we have audio fix yet? Yo, we're working on getting audio real quick up, because it's not meant to record our audio. I'll tell you when. Yo, are you good? Can you go? Can you? They are. Yeah. They are talking. It's not caustic though. It was 3-0. It was 3-0? Yeah. This should work. Why is this not working? No, they also probably got heated too. That is true. Go to settings. Make sure audio. Mic. That's fine. It's audio outback. Yeah. Yeah, bro, you gotta fix this, bro. It should be functioning.
I guess we'll wait for the audio stuff to get fixed shortly.
Just some minor struggles, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I guess what do you have to say about the last map? I guess from like your perspective. I know you and I definitely have different views on when it comes to like playing the game and what happens in it, because you know, I think you looked at the game in a more casual lens, not to be rude.
Yeah, I kind of, I don't have the same skill set that you guys have.
Yeah, okay. We're good now.
You're good now?
Yes.
All right, well, never mind.
Perfect. Well,
yeah. So we have played them before. We have played them before. That has been almost a year now, though, so we weren't expecting to know anything going into this, other than that they were a ball team from other VOD reviews, and how their other games have gone. So I mean, we went in going into the game saying we're not gonna look at ball unless certain things happen, which is like Mizuki chain, Malga slam, stuff like that, or if he's just feeding, which came in later. Because we did not expect him to feed.
It's definitely feeding.
Yeah. So.
Alright, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
Withering, do you have a question you want to ask?
Yeah, what percentage of your brain do you think is particularly mushy after having to play Malga in this match?
All of it.
Lovely. Yeah,
it's 100% mush.
So good at Malga, I guess.
I mean, it lets me use more brain power in fight planning and stuff. Fight planning, making sure I know where they are at all times, making sure I know where my team is and what they need to do and where they need to be. So it honestly just makes me take a lot less brain power to actually play the game. It's nice.
I guess more so tank player to tank player perspective wise, when you guys were playing on King's Row, what was your, I guess, initial reaction to the immediate Zarya swap, and what, I guess, change did you make to your own, like, personal play style, or you point of how you would play against it in order to, I mean, honestly, you guys kind of dominated them on defense, despite the fact that they came to third point.
Yeah.
But, what did you do, I guess?
Honestly, I just can't, we just can't let her be in the open for free, pretty much. We always had her, like, corralled into some direction that we wanted her. Plus, once I have Horse Shield perk, I can walk up for free and take the space I want. Because she can't do anything against the shield. So it's basically just keeping the Zarya where we wanted her and not letting her have her own decision of where she needed to be. So.
Fair enough. I guess I'll add another question, just kind of, you know, closing off my questions at least. How has the last week to 2 weeks in playoffs and everything like that, how has it felt in comparison to the beginning of the season? Has there been like added pressure to perform since your team's made it into playoffs, or do you feel it's not really the case?
Not at the beginning, because we were dominating so much the regular season. It was 3-0s across the board. We kind of lost our touch with control, because up until now we were losing it from the start of playoffs up until the start of this game. We lost control every single time, and then we won 3-0 the rest. So, yeah, the pressure was put on during this game, especially because we get invited to nationals now due to this. So we're very excited.
Nice.
Well, congrats, I guess, on making it nationals. I have one last question, at least, to wrap it up from my side. With the recent changes coming in on this patch, do you feel more confident in your chances at winning with, you know, more specifically, Maga getting more playtime, the Ramatra changes and buffs, maybe even like your DPS and support changes, making everyone else on your team more comfortable on their heroes? I know for a fact Dorcas is probably very happy about the Lucio changes. It seemed very strong.
Yeah, no, I feel a lot more confident, especially because we were playing Malga on run before on run got buffed, and Malga just being decent and not being nerfed is great because Malga on run just works so much better now. There's so much cohesion. We can kill things a lot faster due to the on run damage buff. Because when she gets her crit damage, she does like 10 extra more damage now. It's crazy.
It is a very significant change. I guess just tacking on one more small thing. With the Deda nerfs coming in, do you feel like this opens up more opportunities for you guys to be more aggressive since Deda isn't much of a stopper anymore?
Yes, exactly. We are probably going to be taking off our Vendetta from now. Not off, but playing less Vendetta now. Now that we can play more Venture, On-Run, May, stuff like that. Because we don't have to have a Vendetta to match their Vendetta, to say. And then, Ram buffs. Oh, my baby is good again, and I love it. He is my go-to character whenever I play anything, and I love that he got buffed.
I know a lot of people who feel the same way.
Yeah. So,
all right, well, that concludes my questions, at least, unless you have any more questions.
Yeah, that concludes mine as well. So, thank you for coming in for an interview, and
no problem.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. We will hopefully have you guys casting nationals. We'll see you.
Sweet. All right. Awesome.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.